Source.
Good morning, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is Thursday, June 6, 2019. Thank you for tuning your radio to The Source, WOCA. We are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a nice, refreshing, cold, icy drink.
Yeah.
On these hot June days in Florida.
Yummy.
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
The show Robin and I host is called AM Ocala Live. Thank you for tuning in to us. Let me be an amateur weatherman just for a second here. 76 degrees right now, 91 the expected high. Let's see, about a 15% chance we'll see rain. That's been changed since yesterday. 74 the low tonight. Tomorrow, let's see, the chance of rain is about a 15%. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow with highs around 90. And then dropping to 86 on Saturday with about an 80% chance of rain. I guess they're still pretty confident there's rain in the weekend. 89% chance for Sunday with, again, highs in the mid-80s. So Saturday and Sunday, rainy and not as hot. Monday, the day you are heading on your road trip.
Yes.
Looks like there's rain after you are on the road. So the rain mostly in the middle of the day on Monday with highs staying around 84. So
is that north of Lottie?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Well, gee whiz.
It doesn't say, right?
I need to know because I'm going to be leaving from Lottie.
All right, we'll do an extended forecast.
Okay.
The amateur extended forecast.
That's right, through Lake City, and I need to know.
All the way up to Jersey.
Going up north.
What's your first stop? Do you know?
Williamsburg.
That's your first stop? Whoa.
Yeah. Well, why?
That's a long way to go in one drive, isn't it?
Oh, well, maybe we'll have to. Oh, you're talking about stopping for gas?
No, stopping for the night.
Yeah, Williamsburg. My brother drives from his place in Lottie up to Williamsburg in one shot.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 7:35. So. We will talk about things.
There we go. I might be in your news.
Don't say that.
No, I'm not saying. But that's his plan. It's Williamsburg. That's he's got it all mapped out.
Excuse my silence, but I'm praying. Just
How
so you know.
How far is it?
I don't know. It seems like a far distance.
Oh, okay. Because I.
All right, we'll look it up.
Okay.
Somebody's going to call me and tell me I'm an idiot, but that's okay. It won't be the first time I've been told that. All right, let's see. 7:35. We open up the phone lines, and that's when you can call and tell me I'm an idiot. In fact, that's what we do. We call each other idiots at 7:35.
That's right.
Each one? No, we never do that, actually. Well, we've had one or two.
Yeah.
Never, whatever.
Yeah, I love your soundbite, too. Yeah.
Oh, the idiot one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from
I love that.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Dynamite,
yeah.
That's it.
All right, 8 o'clock. Galen Unol is on. He's the Director of Retention and Recruitment at Life South. I know you know that. I'm sorry. I'm just on an autopilot here, pondering the drive. 8:20, so Galen's on a short visit today. Gosh.
I know. I'm sorry.
Bonnie Schneider. Hey, here you go.
What?
Bonnie's a meteorologist. She's coming on at 8:20.
That's right.
She's got a book called Extreme Weather.
Uh-huh.
We're going to ask her what's going on your trip. We're going to ask her to advise your brother to please take a stop somewhere between Florida and Williamsburg, Virginia. I guess that's not that far, really. It's a little, I don't know.
Well, that's why he likes leaving at like 5 in the morning.
I'm getting old, Robin.
I guess we'll get there by noon, maybe. I have no clue.
By noon? That's good.
I don't know. I don't know how far it is, or I'm just going my mom and I along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, News Bites at 8:35. That's when we read the news, keep our opinions to ourselves. Veterans News today at 9 o'clock. Hank Whittier usually doesn't come in anymore.
No,
but
he doesn't.
Gary Pascal and Joe Martone usually are the captains of that ship.
Yep.
And we got to go.
Oh.
We got so many more, but we got to go. I got stuck on the trip. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. In Normandy, France, the commander-in-chief thanking D-Day veterans.
To more than 170 veterans of the Second World War who join us today, you are among the very greatest Americans who will ever live.
President Trump and other world leaders marking the surprise Allied offensive of 75 years ago. The second day of ceremonies before survivors whose numbers are dwindling.
June of 2004 with President Bush to commemorate the 60th anniversary. At that point, there were 4 million veterans of World War II who were still alive. Now there are fewer than 500,000.
Fox's John Roberts. And talks resume today between U.S. and Mexican officials on trying to halt the taxes President Trump is slapping on Mexico as a way to try and cut the flow of illegal migrants at our southern border. This is Fox News.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. Lowe's is here to help by stocking more of the brands you trust, like DeWalt, GAF, and Owens Corning. We stock the largest in-store selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories of any national retailer. And now you can save $140 and get a 4-pack of DeWalt 20-volt max batteries for just $159. Plus, get 20% off in-stock GAF or Owens Corning shingles every day when you purchase by the pallet. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/9. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
This is your breakfast wake-up call from Panera Bread. Don't start your day with a greasy processed breakfast. At Panera, breakfast to go no longer means to settle. Wake up with their new maple glazed bacon, scrambled egg and cheese breakfast wrap. And pair it with their new Madagascar vanilla cold brew. All made 100% clean and ready to go with rapid pickup at the push of a button. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that means compromising isn't an option. Panera, food as it should be.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A 27-year-old motorcyclist was killed in a fiery 2-vehicle crash involving a Ford pickup truck on County Road 484 in Marion Oaks last night. A rally in Gainesville organized by union workers who disapprove of a new labor contract with the Department of Veterans Affairs didn't go as planned. The rally was to support contract negotiations between the American Federation of Government Employees and the VA and did not happen. Senator Rick Scott has joined other officials introducing the Student Loan Tax Elimination Act, which would eliminate origination fees charged by the bank when they process the loans. The fees generated $1.7 billion for the federal government in 2017 and 18. A worker at Zaxby's restaurant on State Road 200 has hepatitis A, and the health department is telling customers to get checked out. Leesburg is cutting electricity rates by 5%, and Disney's Hollywood Studios is changing its Fast Pass Plus tiers just in time for the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Thursday will be a partly sunny day with a thunderstorm around during the afternoon hours, the high 88 to 92. Partly cloudy Thursday night, there can be an evening thunderstorm near the coast, the low 71 to 75. On Friday, sunshine, building clouds, a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 87 to 91. On Saturday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around, mainly in the afternoon, the high again 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If it's time to brighten up your yard, then check with the professionals at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Give us your plans or we'll design a plan for you, one that does it all. From design to installation, or if you need a total clean out, Bob can do that too. We promise it won't take long and the price will be a whole lot less than you expected. Check out some of Bob's specials this week. There are closeouts all over this huge store, including geraniums for just 99 cents, or daylilies, plumbago, and verbena, they're just $3.99. Azaleas, Bob has exciting new vivid semi-dwarf ever-blooming azaleas for just $3.99. And don't forget crepe myrtles. All crepe myrtles are buy one, get one free. Tree sale too. It's at Bob Wine's on Southeast 38th Street, open daily 9 to 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Ocala Magazine is the city magazine distributed throughout Ocala, Marion County, and the villages, providing award-winning coverage of important issues for almost 40 years. Hi, I'm Philip Glassman, publisher of Ocala Magazine. Ocala Magazine offers a platform for branding opportunities for your business or events while covering the latest in local lifestyle throughout print, digital, and social media. Listen every Friday at 10 a.m. on WOCA.
All right. Thank you, Philip. It's 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Not a bad looking day. Look at that beautiful day out there, huh?
It is gorgeous.
All right. So today is the anniversary of D-Day. So I want to make sure we talk about that a little bit. The veterans at large, thank you for your service. Obviously, the veterans who served in World War II, we stand and salute you this day. Those who served in the actual landing on Normandy, a special salute to you. So we'll do some of those things later on. Plus, we have the phone lines open if you want to call in. And I have, let's see, I don't think we have a spot for this. I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, I wish we had a little open space here. I have some of the more accurate D-Day movies. Maybe we can talk to Galen about that.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, some of the D-Day movies. I only have 3 of them. I don't know how many there are, but 3 of them, and what was historically accurate about them and what was not. The only one that came to mind off the top of my head, because I'm not a big movie buff, is Saving Private Ryan. That's the only one that came to mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see. I guess we'll just move forward, huh?
Oh, okay.
We don't have any events to promote, anything like that?
Nothing that I know of for today or anything like that. But but for the veterans, the Appleton Museum of Arts, they are offering right now free admission to all active duty military personnel and their families through September the 1st. So all branches of service, if you are an active duty military person and your families, you can get into the Appleton Museum through September 1st for free, no matter what day it is.
Does our membership, because we're members of the Appleton, right? Does our membership get us into museums outside of this state?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes, it does. It sure does. It's and let's see, for the veterans, these are the Blue Star museums. So if they're traveling out of state, they're also able to go into these different museums, them and their families, for free of charge. So your membership and my membership allows us to do that.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
we got to take advantage of that.
Cool.
We got to take advantage. We've had that membership for a few months now, right?
Exactly. It's good for a year.
It's good. It's a good opportunity to really. I mean, we've got some good museums in this country.
Yeah.
And that membership is not just for the Appleton, which I never knew. I never knew. Whenever we were advertising membership at the Appleton, I never knew it wasn't just the Appleton. There's a lot of museums.
Exactly. So you and I bought our, passes for the year, and I'm really grateful we did.
Yeah, me too. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. One of the most accurate D-Day movies is The Longest Day. It was produced by 20th Century Fox in the early 1960s. It was done in black and white because they had access to a lot of black and white combat footage. So they could meld the live action to the combat footage. So
really,
that's probably something that modern people would turn their nose up on, but it is spot on for accuracy. The source book was Cornelius Ryan's historical book called The Longest Day, which I read when I was in high school, I think I read that in junior high. But yes, that is probably the most accurate D-Day movie.
All right, thank you for that.
I'll hang it.
Hey, appreciate your help with that one. Yeah, I don't know. Like Jim knows movies, and I don't really know movies.
Yeah, I've watched those, war movies from the black and whites to the color and everything, and I don't know how accurate they are.
My dad had a whole it looked like an encyclopedia set, but it was a World War II set, and somewhere along the way he must have thrown it out because it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, VHS tapes or
no.
Books?
These were books.
Oh my!
I can remember as a kid. I can remember as a kid sitting by the bookshelf, pulling them out and looking at the photos, and I wish this collection of books was still around. It was not. I went through my mom's house after she passed, and I would know it was there if it was there. But I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. So I know that my father did not like to watch war movies.
Yes.
I know that. He was okay with police shows, police movies, etc., for the most part. Some he didn't like because they made fun of the police. But war movies he stayed away from. And I know every one of you veterans that's been a combat veteran can relate to that. And he had these books. I'm assuming somebody sold him the books or gave him the books. Who knows? And eventually he got rid of them. But they did have very gruesome photographs in there. I mean, they weren't holding anything back. So as a kid, we'd look at them and kind of wonder, oh my gosh, Dad was in this? Oh my gosh, that was our childhood. Our understanding of the war was that it just wasn't good, Yeah. I mean, the result was good because we ended up, saving the world.
Yeah.
But good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
See, the actor Audie Murphy, who was in films probably in the 50s, he was the most decorated American soldier in World War II.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before, yeah.
I went to visit his gravesite at Arlington here a few years back, and I was a little bit disappointed where it was located. It was like almost next to a road in kind of a crazy spot. I thought, being what he was and what he did during the war, it should have been in a more a better location,
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. I said I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Hugh.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, you know what? Instead of just doing what we normally do, I have some memorable facts about D-Day. Maybe we could just go through these.
Okay, I think that's a wonderful thing.
The news that we have will probably all get read during News Bites. So
yeah.
So the only thing we won't do is any opinion about it. But all right, here we go. As you know, D-Day occurred June 6, 1944. The invasion was several years in the making. In 1941, the U.S. Entered World War II, as you know. British and American strategists began entertaining the possibility of a huge offensive across the English Channel and into Nazi-occupied France. But the Allies first swept through northern Africa and southern Italy, weakening the Axis hold on the Mediterranean Sea. Oh, gosh, it's just, I mean, when you look at it this way, it almost seems like a game, like a sporting event.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, so many lives lost because of, the desire to be in control.
Exactly.
Their strategy, the strategy resulted in Italy's unconditional surrender in September of 1943, though it wasn't until the end of the war in Italy. Earlier that year, the Western Allies started making preparations for a campaign that would finally open up a new front in northwestern France. It was going to be an amphibious assault with tens of thousands of men leaving England and then landing on France's Atlantic coastline. We had when we were doing music, we had a song called, oh gosh, remind me of the song. The one where the guy got stuck on the steeple.
O'Hare. Gosh. Oh my gosh.
The paratrooper.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
We'll think of it. We'll think of it.
Now
Normandy was chosen as the D-Day landing site because the Allies were hoping to surprise German forces, since the Germans would presumably expect an attack at Pas de Calais, and forgive me for not saying that correctly, the closest point to the United Kingdom. The Allies decided to hit the beaches of Normandy
John Marvin Steele.
Thank you.
Private John Marvin Steele.
Normandy was also...
It took a while.
I knew your brain would come up with it. Normandy was also within flying distance of warplanes stationed in England, and it had a conveniently located port. D-Day action centered around 5 beaches that were code-named, and you all are familiar with these names: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Altogether, the D-Day landing beaches encompass 50 miles of coastline. The Canadian 3rd Division landed on Juno. British forces touched down on Gold and Sword, and the Americans were sent to Utah and Omaha. Of the 5 beaches, Omaha had the most bloodshed, roughly 2,400 American casualties, plus 1,200 German casualties. How the beaches got their code names is a mystery, although it's been claimed that American General Omar Bradley named Omaha and Utah after 2 of his staff carpenters.
Oh, my.
One of the men came from Omaha, Nebraska, while the other called Provo, Utah, home. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Pulling off the D-Day landings involved some elaborate trickery to fool the Nazis. If the Allies landed in France, Hitler was confident that his men could repel them. They will get the thrashing of their lives, the Fuhrer boasted. But in order to do that, the German military would need to know exactly where the Allied troops planned to begin their invasion. So in 1943, the Allies kicked off an ingenious misinformation campaign.
Gosh.
Using everything from phony radio transmissions to inflatable tanks, they successfully convinced the Germans that the British and American forces planned to make landfall at the, Robin, you know how to speak French better than me, P-A-S?
Yes, Pas.
D-E?
De.
C-A-L-A-I-S.
Calais. Pas de Calais.
Pas de Calais?
Yes.
Duped by the charade, the Germans kept a large percentage of their troops stationed there. And in Norway, which was rumored to be another target of another bogus attack because of another misdirection, that left Normandy relatively under-defended when D-Day came along. D-Day was planned with the help of meteorologists. The landing of Normandy and subsequent invasion of France were codenamed Operation Overlord. And General Dwight Eisenhower, the future president, of course, led the operation. To choose the right date for his invasion, Eisenhower consulted with 3 different teams of meteorologists who predicted that in early June the weather would be the best.
Gosh.
Originally, Eisenhower wanted to start the operation June 5th, but the weather didn't cooperate. To quote geophysicist Walter Munk, on that day, there were very high winds, and Eisenhower made the decision to wait 24 hours. 24 hours later, the Americans predicted there would be a break in the storm and the conditions would be difficult but not impossible. Ultimately, Eisenhower began the attack on June 6th, even though the weather was less than ideal. It's worth noting that if he had waited for a clearer day, the Germans might have been better prepared.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That, that really makes you think now.
If they had waited till late June, there would have been a massive storm.
Oh, my.
Wow. According to Eisenhower's personal aide, D-Day was a common military term. A few years after Eisenhower retired from public life, he was asked if the D in D-Day stood for anything. In response to the inquiry, his aide, Robert Schultz, who was a brigadier general himself, said that any amphibious operation has a departed date, therefore the shortened term of D-Day.
Oh, okay. Now, I did not know that.
D-Day was among the largest amphibious assaults in military history. About 156,115 Allied troops representing the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, France, Greece, New Zealand, Norway, and Poland landed on the beaches of Normandy. They were accompanied by almost 7,000 nautical vessels. In terms of aerial support, the Allies showed up with more than 10,000 individual aircraft, which outnumbered the German planes 30-1.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
And there was no social media then, and to coordinate everything with everybody to make it at the same time is absolutely something ordained by God. It was absolutely amazing. Everything all the communication that had to be, just done for this whole enormous venture.
On D-Day, floating tanks were deployed. The brainchild of British engineers, the Sherman duplex drive tanks, also known as Donald Duck tanks, came with foldable canvas screens that could be unfurled at will, turning the vehicle into a crewed boat. Once afloat, the tanks were driven forward with a set of propellers. They had a top speed of 5 miles per hour. The duplex drives that were sent to Juneau, Sword, and Gold fared a lot better than those assigned to Omaha and Utah. The one at Omaha mostly sank because they had to travel across larger stretches of water and they encountered choppier waves.
Oh.
When the D-Day attack was started, Adolf Hitler was asleep.
Good. I'm glad. Another God moment.
On the eve of D-Day, Hitler was entertaining Joseph Goebbels and some other guests at his home in the Alps. The dictator didn't go to bed until 3 a.m. Just 3.5 hours later, at 6:30 a.m., the opening land invasions at Normandy began. At that point, Allied gliders and paratroopers had been touching down nearby since 12:16 in the morning. Hitler was finally woken up at noon when his arms minister informed him about the massive assault underway in Normandy.
Wow.
Hitler didn't take it seriously and was slow to authorize a top general's request for reinforcements, which, of course, was good for us.
Of course. And he had spread himself really thin anyway because he just thought he could just wipe out the whole planet at the same time.
Arrogant and evil and self-centered and foolish and piggish. Everything associated with that guy. Eisenhower was fully prepared to accept blame if things went badly. While Hitler was partying in the Alps, Eisenhower was drafting a bleak message. The success of Operation Overlord was by no means guaranteed, and if something went horribly wrong, Ike might have had no choice but to order a full retreat. So he preemptively wrote a brief statement that he intended to release if the invasion went wrong.
Oh.
The note that never needed to be read said, "Our landings in the Cherbourg Havre area have failed to gain a satisfactory foothold, and I have withdrawn the troops. My decision to attack at this time and place was based upon the best information available. The troops, the air, and the Navy did all that bravery and devotion to duty could do. If any blame or fault attaches to the attempt, it is mine alone." That's what he wrote. Did not need to be used, though.
No, but they saved it. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That they had kept that just in case.
Knocking out German communications was one of the keys to victory on D-Day. Hitler may not have had all of his troops in the right spot, but the Germans who had been stationed at Normandy did enjoy some crucial advantages. At many locations, Omaha Beach especially, the Nazi forces had high-powered machine guns and fortified positions. Yesterday we had a guest on who, in her book, she talked about those positions.
Exactly.
The combination enabled them, the Germans, to mow down huge numbers of Allied troops. But before the dawn broke on June 6th, British and American paratroopers had landed behind enemy lines and taken out vital lines of communication while capturing some important bridges, ultimately, that helped turn the tide against Germany. So, the Angels of St. Mary-Église, that's the song, right?
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So the town in France called St. Mary-Église
yes.
Had paratroopers landing there. One of the paratroopers, I think the movie that Jim Penna was talking about, shows this scene.
Yeah, because Red Buttons was in there.
Red Buttons plays the role of, what's the guy's name again?
Private Steele. John Marvin Steele.
John Marvin Steele.
Yeah, he's the paratrooper that got hung up on the steeple.
His parachute gets stuck on the steeple of the church, and a German soldier shoots up at him, hits him in the foot. Mm-hmm. He plays dead.
Yeah.
And that's all there was to that until he felt confident that he could cut himself down, and he did. And to this day, they still have a parachute and a mannequin hanging there just to commemorate. And I believe they have in that church a stained glass window that depicts the paratroopers coming down.
Yes.
And John Marvin Steele is, of course, the one that they remember. Other paratroopers, there was a fire. I think one of the planes crashed into a barn, if I remember right. And the fire started, and that fire lit the sky and was, of course, not good news for the paratroopers because then the Germans could see what was happening. They were shooting up, and killing the descending paratroopers.
Yeah.
And the one thing John Marvin Steele said in the bio that I had read was that he learned how to say, "I am an American, je suis An American.
American.
Je suis American?
Yeah.
Je suis, I am American.
So he wouldn't get shot.
He just wanted to know that one phrase in France. So.
And we had the honor of speaking with his daughter.
That's right.
Right after you wrote the song.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
We spoke with his daughter, and that was a very emotional interview.
Theodore Roosevelt's son, Teddy Roosevelt's son, earned a Medal of Honor for fighting on D-Day.
Oh, my.
It was the 56-year-old Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr. who led the first wave of troops on Utah Beach. Did you know that?
No, that I had no clue. Nobody said that. At least I didn't learn that.
The men who had been pushed off course by the turbulent waters missed their original destination by over 2,000 yards. Roosevelt announced, "We're going to start the war from right here." Though he was arthritic and walked with a cane, Roosevelt insisted on putting himself right in the heart of the action. Under his leadership, the beach was taken in short order. Roosevelt, who died of natural causes 1 month later, was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor.
Gosh.
Ah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's very cool.
That's the son, huh?
Yeah, that's very cool.
And the last fact I have here to share with you, D-Day was the opening chapter in a long campaign. I think we know that. The Normandy invasion was not a one-day affair. It raged on until Allied forces crossed the River Seine in August. And how do I say that, Robin? Seine? S-E-I-N?
Seine, yes.
Seine. Altogether, the Allies...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Seine, I'm sorry.
The Allies took about 200,000 casualties over the course of the campaign, including 4,413 deaths on D-Day alone. According to the D-Day Center, no reliable figures exist for the German losses, but it is estimated that around 200,000 were killed or wounded, with approximately 200,000 more taken prisoner.
Gosh.
Oh, my gosh. On May 7th, 1945, less than a year after D-Day, Germany surrendered, ending the war in Europe.
Gosh.
Wow, that's exciting.
Wow.
It's not exciting, but it's sad and it's horrible. You can't think about hundreds of thousands of people dying in one place.
Yeah, but if that wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't be here today. We would still have all the little Hitlers around running the world.
Yeah,
and don't want that.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Hugh again, real quick. See, I'm kind of surprised that D-Day is not an official designated flag day. I mean, like the next official flag day, it would be like the 14th of June, which is Flag Day, and then, of course, Father's Day, and so on and so forth. But D-Day is not designated as an official flag flying day.
Okay. I appreciate you letting us know that. Yeah. You're the flag guy.
Well,
yes.
I got my flag up. I don't care what they say. My flag is flying today, and it's going to be there all day.
Yeah,
and it just kind of surprised me, such an important event in history, that it's not designated as an official day.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting us know that. But thank you for. I think flying the flag is up to all of us. You know.
I think so too. I don't think we should be told.
Thank you, Hugh.
Well, it's just being reminded that, because when you get up in age, you kind of forget important things like that. But I got a couple of neighbors I got to keep on the ball.
We're glad you do, because I really believe in flying the flag. I mean, I just do.
They always thank you very much for reminding them.
I'm glad, because you have to be reminded, because some people forget.
Thank you, Hugh.
Especially when you get old.
No, you're doing good. You're our go-to guy when it comes to questions about how and when to fly the flag. So thank you for calling in every time there is an opportunity to do that. All right, one more thing I wanted to squeeze in here. Do I have time?
I think so.
There's an article in the news this morning. It's a D-Day article. K.T. Robbins is a World War II vet. A D-Day vet, a Normandy vet. He remembers the water rising over the floorboards as his truck pulled off the ship and onto Utah Beach. The first moment of uncertainty in what would turn out to be months of chaos. Robbins served in a bakery battalion supplying troops with fresh bread, 3,000 pounds of it every day.
Oh, my.
As they came ashore, their trucks were laden with massive ovens, generators, and fuel. They carried tents, but didn't dare put them up. Tents were too easy a target for German strafing, whatever that word is.
Oh, my gosh. Strafing?
When he was asked at the age of 97, he was making his first return to Normandy since the war. He laughed when he was asked why he never went before. He said, "I had to work." Oh my gosh, isn't that great?
That is great. I love that.
I think it's great that they figured, we can't just send soldiers. We got to send some ovens too.
Exactly.
I mean, if you think about it, it was an amazing plan, an amazing strategy. This guy Hitler had to be taken out. There's just no way you could ever justify what his plans were calling for.
In
this day of politics and trying to give people the benefit of the doubt and trying to be empathetic to somebody else's side. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. In his case, it was cut and dry. There was no question this guy needed to get out. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Thank you, veterans. We'll take a break. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News. I'm Lillian Wu in Normandy, France. D-Day veterans thanked for their sacrifice of 75 years ago. President Trump calling them among the very greatest Americans who will ever live. French President Emmanuel Macron had this message.
We know what we owe to you veterans, our freedom.
Speaking at the Normandy American Cemetery near Omaha Beach, and progress reportedly being made in the tariff talks with Mexico, according to one of its top officials.
Mexican Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard.
We're concerned about Central America's situation right now.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell hoping the levies can be avoided.
What would amount to a tax increase?
The Homeland Security Department says apprehensions on the southern border reached their highest level in May in more than a decade.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. This is Fox News.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. Lowe's is here to help by stocking more of the brands you trust, like DeWalt, GAF, and Owens Corning. We stock the largest in-store selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories of any national retailer. And now you can save $140 and get a 4-pack of DeWalt 20-volt max batteries for just $159. Plus, get 20% off in-stock GAF or Owens Corning shingles every day when you purchase by the pallet. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/9. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
This is your breakfast wake-up call from Panera Bread. Don't start your day with a greasy processed breakfast. At Panera, breakfast to go no longer means to settle. Wake up with their new maple glazed bacon, scrambled egg and cheese breakfast wrap. And pair it with their new Madagascar vanilla cold brew. All made 100% clean and ready to go with rapid pickup at the push of a button. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that means compromising isn't an option. Panera, food as it should be.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A 27-year-old motorcyclist was killed in a fiery 2-vehicle crash involving a Ford pickup truck on County Road 484 in Marion Oaks last night. A rally in Gainesville organized by union workers who disapprove of a new labor contract with the Department of Veterans Affairs didn't go as planned. The rally was to support contract negotiations between the American Federation of Government Employees and the VA and did not happen. Senator Rick Scott has joined other officials introducing the Student Loan Tax Elimination Act, which would eliminate origination fees charged by the bank when they process the loans. The fees generated $1.7 billion for the federal government in 2017 and 18. A worker at Zaxby's restaurant on State Road 200 has hepatitis A, and the health department is telling customers to get checked out. Leesburg is cutting electricity rates by 5%, and Disney's Hollywood Studios is changing its Fast Pass Plus tiers just in time for the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Thursday will be a partly sunny day with a thunderstorm around during the afternoon hours, the high 88 to 92. Partly cloudy Thursday night. There can be an evening thunderstorm near the coast, the low 71 to 75. On Friday, sunshine, building clouds, a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 87 to 91. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around, mainly in the afternoon, the high again 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If it's time to brighten up your yard, then check with the professionals at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Give us your plans or we'll design a plan for you, one that does it all, from design to installation, or if you need a total clean out, Bob can do that too. We promise it won't take long and the price will be a whole lot less than you expected. Check out some of Bob's specials this week. There are closeouts all over this huge store, including geraniums for just 99 cents, or daylilies, plumbago, and verbena, they're just $3.99. Azaleas, Bob has exciting new vivid, semi-dwarf, ever-blooming azaleas for just $3.99. And don't forget crepe myrtles All crepe myrtles are buy one, get one free. Tree sale too. It's at Bob Wine's on Southeast 38th Street, open daily 9 to 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Ocala Magazine is the city magazine distributed throughout Ocala, Marion County, and the Villages, providing award-winning coverage of important issues for almost 40 years. Hi, I'm Philip Glassman, publisher of Ocala Magazine. Ocala Magazine offers a platform for branding opportunities for your business or events while covering the latest in local lifestyle throughout print, digital, and social media. Listen every Friday at 10 a.m. on WOCA.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
The Windsor of Ocala Father's Day Grill-Off, Saturday, June 8th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All proceeds benefit the Humane Society. To register, call 352-873-8000.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good, sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala, by calling 352-615-5566.
The College of Central Florida is committed to being your first choice for quality higher education. CF has locations in Marion, Citrus, and Levy counties and offers more than 60 academic programs. Earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree with Florida's 2+2 program. A student can complete an associate in arts at CF and be guaranteed admission to a state of Florida university. CF is ranked number 13 in the U.S. for affordability, is military friendly, and offers a full student life experience. Make CF your first choice. Call 352-873-5800. That bumper music, it's so pretty, Robin. I like it.
It is pretty. I like it. I like it.
All right, sorry. Galen Yunald is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Where are you?
I'm in Miramar Beach, up in the Panhandle.
Oh,
what are you doing up there?
nice.
What are you doing there?
Got a conference.
Oh.
All right, conference. What's it about?
It's the Alabama Hospital Association.
Oh, okay. Hey, yesterday, and I want to get back to that, so there's probably questions about that. But yesterday I noticed that we noticed that the Life South people were in one of the storefronts. They weren't in the bus out here in the mall.
Yeah, by Belk's, a vacant store by Belk's.
Well, we prefer to be inside in the summer just because it's so hot.
Okay.
And so we knew there were some empty stores, and the mall was gracious enough to let us borrow them.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So is there a lot to that? I mean, do you have to bring a lot of equipment in order to make that happen?
Well, it's a system. We have it. We set up inside and businesses all over. So it's not uncommon for us to do it. Just most people expect us to come up in the bus, but we can also set up inside. Yeah, we can draw a lot more donors inside than we can on a bus.
So tell me about your visit to the conference regarding Alabama. Does Alabama have some extra needs that we don't know about or that we need to know about?
No. This is just it's a hospital group, kind of the same one I do in Georgia, and I do one in Florida as well. So that's all it is.
All right. I think Robin told you we have a 20 after. So I have today the most accurate D-Day movies. I only have 3 names here, actually. So I want to talk to you about that a little bit. How is the blood supply right now?
We're right at a 4-day blood supply, and bottom line is we need platelets really bad right now. So get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood, and call us at 622-3544 and find out how you can donate platelets.
And call us if you ever need any of that repeated. We don't mind telling you. We don't mind.
Yes, not at all.
And next time you guys are in the mall like that, let us know so we can kind of announce it, just so we know, because we were already off the air by the time we learned that. Okay. So we went through some of the stuff about D-Day this morning, and as many years has passed, and as many years as we've talked about it on the morning of the anniversary of D-Day, we always seem to find something we hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, it's one of the, and again, it's war, so we don't like to look at it in those terms, but from a sheer moving of people and equipment, it's one of the greatest feats that man has done. I mean, the moon's up there, but when you look at the number of people that had to be coordinated, the number of countries that were involved, the languages that were spoken, when you start putting all that, the number of ships and planes and everything that was coordinated on this small section of Earth, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
One, how they kept the secret from the Germans and just about everybody. And then, I mean, there were some real problems. The ships bombed too far and missed the pillboxes, and a lot of people died. But when you look at the grand scope, it was nothing short of miraculous.
It's unbelievable, yeah. There was a guy this morning, 97 years old now. He was a baker in the military. I don't know if it was the Army or Navy, but anyway, he landed in Utah Beach. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Utah Beach.
Yes. Okay.
And he had with him ovens. He had to make 3,000 loaves of bread a day.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel!
Isn't that something?
Right. Think about that. Just think about the logistics behind every one of those ovens had to be ordered and had to be made and had to be carried onto that beach. And I just find it amazing. And then you think about, could we do that today?
Right, and they had to have the ingredients for the bread. They couldn't just have the ovens, right? They couldn't go to the store. Hey, we need some flour.
No, I need pen.
And I think as time goes by, I think D-Day as itself will be continue to be studied. I mean, it's a very studied and documented day, and as it should be. But I hope our next generation doesn't forget it. I just hope they don't. And you mentioned some films that are very accurate, and I think that helps. I really, really do.
I do too.
I think when they're done well, I'm sure Saving Private Ryan's at the top of that list.
Well,
when you look at Saving Private Ryan, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, there's no top or bottom, but the three movies are The Longest Day, which Jim Penna called in and told us about, Overlord, and Saving Private Ryan. Those are the three movies that, according to Reader's Digest, which is where I got this, those are the most accurate D-Day movies.
Yeah, well, they don't have room for more than three. I mean, it's Reader's Digest.
Right. It does.
So, yeah. I mean, when you watch the first, 35 minutes or whatever of D-Day, and I saw that in the movie theater with the sound and everything else, and it was just bone chilling. Absolutely bone chilling.
Which one was that? The Saving Private Ryan?
Overlord.
Oh, Overlord.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan. No.
Okay. Let's see. The things that the movie gets right. Okay, let me tell you what the movie gets right.
Galen.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down here.
Okay. Let's see. This one is The Longest Day. The film accurately shows how the Allied invasion caught the Germans off guard. Hitler was sleeping. Erwin Rommel, the overall commander of the Normandy sector, had gone home for his wife's birthday, and his fellow commander of the German forces at Normandy, Major Werner Ploskat, panicked as he watched thousands of ships approach when it was thought that the Allied forces didn't have enough ships to invade. The actors also recreated real things that happened to D-Day troops. For example, the memorable scene of a paratrooper's parachute getting caught in the pinnacle of a French church.
Yeah.
Private John Marvin Steele.
Marvin Steele, yeah.
In the town of St. Mary Glees. Anyways, that's kind of cool. I mean, those are some things that I wish when we're doing historical movies we would not take a creative license sometimes. I wish those kinds of movies would stick to the facts.
Exactly.
Sure. Well, one of my favorite things about D-Day is, the fact that they used Patton as a decoy, thinking everything was going to go to Calais, and they had the cardboard cutouts, of tanks and people, and the Germans bought it. I find that amazing.
Let's see, the movie Overlord, what it got right. It incorporates archival footage from the Imperial War Museum of daytime air raids, firing at trains and on-the-ground transportation, and a night bombing sequence from cameras mounted on the bombers. Some of the aerial footage was even taken by live cameramen in the aircraft. Oh, wow. So this one has actual footage. I think Jim said the first one had actual footage, too.
Yeah.
This one came out in 1975. And then Private Ryan. What did Private Ryan get right? The search to send James Ryan home so that his family would still have one son after his brothers were killed in action is loosely based on the U.S. military sending paratrooper Fritz Nieland back to the U.S. after his brothers Robert and Preston were killed. There you go. Did you know that?
Wow. Yeah. I knew it was loosely based on facts. I didn't know the specifics. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the two brothers. So anyway, do you think it should be a holiday?
I think it's right up there with Veterans Day, in that there's no school anyway. But I think it is a day that we should all consider, think about, and I don't know if it should be a holiday. I don't know that.
Well, learning day. It should be a learning day.
Yeah, absolutely. We should definitely learn about it every year and think about it every year. So.
It should be a different word. Instead of holiday, we should call it
a commemorative day.
A commemorative learning day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should never forget.
All right, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, the Bloodmobile today, actually, we're at the Walmart down in the Shores. So come by, see us, please. Give the gift of life and donate blood.
All right. Be careful up there. Enjoy your conference. Get something panhandle-ish. Don't go panhandling for it.
Oh, boy. I was wondering if you'd have any good jokes for me today. But, yeah, that'll work. Thank you.
Thank you, Galen. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Be careful.
Right.
Be careful.
Bye, y'all.
All right. We'll be right back.
Summertime. It takes you back, doesn't it? Makes you think and remember? What did you do in the summertime when you were a kid? At Palm Garden of Ocala, we see folks who are young at heart, but their bodies are giving them a tough time. Our goal for every guest we serve is to bring them to their highest level of independence. Come visit us soon. We're located on the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street. And when you're in the hospital, ask for Palm Garden by name.